What's up YouTube? Cheese here. Welcome to the Platinum Plays. This is a YouTube series where the public asks a question relating to Siege strats, tips, and tricks. I then do my best to answer. If you have a question you would like asked, please leave it in the comments below or send me a Facebook or Twitter message. Okay, so today's question comes from Rex. Sorry if I butchered your name. And it is, could you make a video about Mira tips and tricks, please? Okay, so Mira, probably one of my favorite operators, probably one of the most game-changing operators to ever be placed in Siege. Has a lot of really cool strats that you can do with her. Now, I'm sure if you guys play ranked, you're most likely used to this kind of the default, the Mira strat down here. So, first thing I want to cover, first tip and trick, if you're going to be running Mira, is how to place a Mira on a wall, right? Now, a lot of you guys may already know how to do this, and this may seem kind of dumb or simple to you, but for those of you who don't, when you're placing down a Mira, you want to have the Mira line up the very edge of the wall, right? So it should be touching this edge, because that way when you aim, so like when I have this Mira down on this wall, and I want to shoot around it, the closer it is to the edge, the less movement I'm going to have to do to be able to see my target, or to be able to shoot my target, which means I'm going to have better accuracy. So how you're going to do this is you're going to come up to the Mira, come from the left to the right, and hold down X when you go across, and then you'll have a perfect Mira placement every time, right? So this is as far to the left on this wall that I can possibly get. Now, I actually learned this tip from King George, just watching his streams and noticing how he kind of did it, so this is how he does it, and that's why I do it too. But now, next step you're going to want to do after you've placed your Mira here is shoot a hole, alright? Now, you don't have to make this a vaultable hole necessarily, right? You don't even have to make it this big of a hole if you don't want to. I do, just because I like it this way. But now the reason I'm doing this is not necessarily so I can vault it, but it's so that I can throw out my C4, right? Whenever you're playing Mira, obviously you want to be able to shoot around your Mira. That's probably your main utility, or your main thing that you're going to be doing. But you also want to be able to throw your C4, because if you're not able to throw your C4, you're hindering yourself, right? You're cutting off one of your main utilities, one of your main purposes, and that's just no good. So now we've got our Mira set up left to right. We've got a hole so we can throw our C4. Now I'm going to show you one little tip and trick that I kind of do that I don't really see many other Miras do. And this is just something that I just tried out one day and it worked. So a lot of times, you know, when you're peeking a Mira, people will pre-fire. So somebody will push down these stairs over here, right? And the whole time they're coming down, they're going to be pre-firing this edge of this Mira, right? Waiting for your head to come around the corner and get a lucky headshot on you. So one thing you can do to counter this is obviously you can crouch and shoot, right? But that's still taking a risk, in my opinion. You're still taking a pretty high risk, and it's an easy way to die. So what I do is I make a punch hole at the bottom, right? And now I have a clear line of sight. This is really good for on Oregon for this laundry defense, because I have a clear line of sight at the stairs. So let me show you guys how this is going to look from an attacker point of view. So if I'm attacking this, I come down these stairs, I'm looking here, right? I'm not going to be looking down at this hole. I mean, I might. Like, if I'm really on point and I'm used to something like this, I might see this hole, pre-fire it. But most likely, if you're coming down here, you're going to have to shoot here. You're right? You're going to be shooting here for the Mira to peek. And even if you know this hole is here, okay? Say you know this hole is here. Now you have to make a decision. So when you're pushing down, you either have to make a decision to pre-fire head level at the Mira, pre-fire at ground level. So now you're still giving yourself, whoever is playing behind this Mira, you're still giving yourself a better opportunity, right? A better opportunity to not die, simply put. So we covered the punch hole, we covered the left to right, we covered the C4 hole that we want to do. Okay, one thing that I used to do a lot, hold on, I'm going to blow this hatch actually. So one thing that I used to do a lot when playing Mira, especially on this laundry defense, is I would actually sit here. So sit here leaning right, and then peek left as kind of like a quick peek, which still isn't bad. But in recent updates, they kind of made the left-right leaning slower, right? I'm sure you guys have noticed that. If you haven't, they did. But they made the leaning slower, so now I kind of see, or I feel like it doesn't give you that huge of an advantage compared to just, you know, quick peeking it, right? Just straight up leaning left, quick peeking. But, I mean, you can still lean right, go left. It's okay. It's not as great as it used to be. It used to be much more powerful, but right now it's just kind of eh. But, so, last kind of trick I want to cover on Oregon is just shooting out around your Mira. Now, I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but if you actually shoot the front of the wood that's around your Mira, so bottom and top like this, you can see more, right? It gives you a larger field of view because now this wood isn't sticking over the edge of your Mira, so you can actually see more, which can be helpful in a lot of situations. But anyways, that's as many tips as I want to cover on this map. Oh wait, no, shoot, hold on, I almost forgot. Okay, so a lot of times people, sorry, a lot of times people run a Capitao, right? They'll run a Capitao, he'll sit up on this hatch and he'll shoot a Capitao bolt down onto the ground right where you're standing. Something that you can do to counter this, this is pretty situational and just specific to this kind of bomb site, is you just vault up onto this box, right? So the Capitao bolt goes down, you're getting cooked like a frickin', you're getting baked like a potato, and you need to get out of it. Nice, quick, easy thing you can do without having to leave your Mira and without having to cross in front of this hole, which they could be pre-firing, is to just hop on top of your box. The firebolt won't actually reach you unless somehow he got it to hit on the wall or something. I guess maybe it could hit you, but I don't really see him being able to get that angle unless he's on the stairs, which in that case, you should be able to kill him. So, okay. Now that was the last tip and trick I wanted to cover for Oregon. We're going to head over to a different map here and cover some different ideas. Okay, so here we are in Coastline. Now, right now I've just got kind of the default Mira set up for defending penthouse. Usually a lot of people do one standing Mira on a reinforced wall, and then one crouched Mira on a unreinforced wall. Now, I picked this kind of site because I really wanted to just show you guys the benefits and cons, or the pros and cons to having a standing Mira versus a crouched Mira, right? So this Mira is obviously on a reinforced wall. You can't be shot through it at your toe level. You can't have a Capitao bolt shot above or grenades lobbed up above. Whereas on this one, once I shoot a hole up here, obviously you'd be able to shoot, or you'd be able to toss a nade over or anything like that. But a benefit to having a crouched Mira, so like this for example, is not only can you peek on the left side of the Mira, but you can also peek up and down, right? So you can peek up and down, basically anywhere, so up and down to the left, up and down to the right, up and down right in the middle, left. You could even, if you're feeling crazy, make a hole down here and pre-fire underneath your crouched Mira, but I feel like that's kind of taking a risk, because a lot of times people, when they're pushing Hall of Fame door right here, they're going to peek this left edge, and they're going to pre-fire down below, to kind of just try and, or they'll quick peek you more likely. They're just going to try and get some shots on your feet and maybe get a lucky kill. But anyways, so differences between the two. This one can be ashed or Zophia'd, or even bucked out if you let them get close enough, I guess. This one, you have to have a Habana, or you're going to need a Maverick, or you're going to need a Thermite or something like that. And obviously, they're not going to do that on this defense because, well, you would be able to shoot them. But it's just there's a lot more ways to take out the crouched Mira on an unreinforced wall compared to a Mira on a reinforced wall. Right? Now, I mean, I guess you could put this crouched. I've seen people do 2 crouched Miras, one here, one here. And the reason I don't like doing that is because you have a super easy line of sight from this window. So, right, if you're if you're repelled outside on this big window, probably be peeking off the left side here, you have a very easy line of sight already on this Mira, and if you're playing Capitao or somebody with grenades, you can lob them right over the top if it's that crouched, or shoot a Capitao bolt over the top of it. It just, if you have this one reinforced, I feel like it makes it a tougher angle, and it's not as easy to take out compared to if it is crouched. Why it's good to put the crouched Mira on the right side here is because the big window can't see it, right? There's no vision from the big window to actually be able to see this Mira, and so you're in a relatively more safe spot, I would say. Now, really quick, I'm going to shoot out the top of this Mira, and I'm going to be really careful about it, right? I'm going to start from top to bottom, and I'll explain why here in a second. Now, hold on, I gotta focus on this, alright? I gotta really focus. Because this, you can actually mess up pretty easily. Alright, so now I've started from top to bottom shooting this mirror out because I wanted to make sure it was still vaultable. Right, so you see this little like ledge, this little edge of wood right here. If you shoot that off with your shotgun, right, if you shoot this little edge off, you will not be able to vault your Mira from the back side, or from this back side. So if you're sitting back here and say somebody rappels in, or you hear them planting or something, and you need to vault over for some reason, whatever reason that may be. If you have this little top wood piece shot off, you will not be able to vault over from this. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't know why it really is like that, but even if you did have that wood piece shot off, you would be able to vault it from the front side. You just wouldn't be able to vault it from the back. I'm not really sure why mirrors work like that. I really honestly have no idea. But it's just kind of a weird little tip or trick that you have to make sure you do if you want to make sure, or if you want to make your Mira able to vault from the back here. But anyways, that's really all I wanted to cover for Coastline. I thought this was just a really good example to show the difference between a crouched and a standing Mira, and a reinforced and unreinforced. But now we're gonna head over to a different map. I think this will probably be our last map. Yes, this will be our last map. We're gonna cover one last tip, one last kind of strategy almost, and then I will get out of your guys' hair. Okay, so here we're on Outback, and we are defending the party room. So I actually kind of got this strat from my friend Lil Gibby. If you guys don't know who that is, I play with him every so often. But anyways, he kind of introduced me to this strat, and now it seems to be kind of the default for defending party room. Anyways, normally you would have this wall reinforced, and then this wall unreinforced. So 2 walls on this side, 1 wall missing right here, so you can shoot with this Mira. And then obviously this wall unreinforced, so you can shoot towards the garage or towards this doorway. But anyways, you guys probably know that strat if you've been playing ranked. This is pretty common. But my own little thing that I kind of do, again, my own little change that I make is instead of reinforcing this wall, I actually shoot it out. So, shoot out that entire wall, just at like head level or whatever, so that you can see people coming in from party room. And if you want to get real crazy with it, which I do because it's awesome, I like to shoot out this wall also. So normally, if I had more bullets, I would shoot this wall out more, but I'm playing on tactical realism right now, which was, now I realize, a bad choice. But anyways, I would shoot this wall out, shoot this wall out. Now, if you get behind this Mira, give me some time, I'm at 1 speed. If you get behind this Mira, you have a line of sight going all the way into the bathrooms or showers in laundry, right? The laundry room defense. So you have a crazy line of sight, and if you don't want to play this with Mira, you could even have somebody with an ACOG, say Doc, Rook, or Maestro, I don't know, anybody, Echo, play this. It'd probably be a better idea than, say, Mira. But anyways, I use Mira on this. I make a line of sight as far as I can see. Normally when you're using Mira, right, if you have your Mira set up, you want to make it the most, or the largest line of sight that you possibly can, right? That's why people shoot out, say, the wood around the edges, right? That's why people shoot that out, because they want to see as much as humanly possible with this Mira, so that you don't miss anything. You don't miss anything, and you have so many more opportunities of getting people or killing people. And then, normally, if I have enough bullets, which I don't think I do right now, but I'll make a rotation hole, kind of right here. Oh, I do, nice. I'll make a rotate hole right next to my Mira. It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes I like to keep it small like this because, so, for example, if you're an attacker right now, this doesn't really look like a hole that you can vault through, right? This doesn't really look like the type of hole that you can just jump through. And I kind of like to keep it like that so that the attackers don't know that I can actually fit through this hole. So that way, you know, if somebody's coming from Shark and you obviously can't see them from this Mira, you could go to the doorway, peek here, but most likely they're going to be peeking this angle, standing up on this kind of left wall over here and peeking towards your door. So you going to peek this is not a great idea. But if you vault this, you can get a lot of times free kills on them, just out of sheer surprise because they're not expecting you to be able to vault through this hole. Also, if you have it kind of small hole like that, a lot of times people will try to run, maybe even crouch in front of your Mira like this and then pre-fire you or vault in your hole. But again, if you have it small and then they can't really tell that it's a vaultable hole, it can be beneficial to you. Anyways, guys, that is the last map I wanted to cover, the last kind of tip and trick. Very, very, very last thing. If you're playing Mira, you hear a Twitch drone coming, body block your little red canister here, right? Obviously, if this gets shot by the Twitch drone, your Mira is done. Right? Thank you guys so much for all the support. I hope all these Mira tips and tricks kind of helped you. I hope I answered your guys' questions. If you have any other questions, like I said before, leave it in the comments below or send me a Facebook or Twitter message. Remember to body block your Miras, boys, and as always, most importantly, never forget, stay cheesy.